you're not out of that thing with 15 customers on your hand, I'm a motherfucker. Seriously. Like, I'm sure that this is one of the easiest things to sell.
This is Tom. My name is Agam, and we have a lot of digital business ideas that we want to give for free to you, so you can make a ton-fuck amount of money. Right, Tom?
Fuck. Yes, that is a unit of measurement. Agam, very good. You went to school, obviously. It shows. So digital business ideas we want to make sure you know and possibly make money out of. WhatsApp voice notes to text. As simple as it sounds. Everybody knows WhatsApp, very popular messaging application. You use it to communicate with people. It has a feature when you can, instead of a textual message, send a voice note to a person. Now, a voice note inside of WhatsApp just shows up as a bubble with like a microphone next to it. You can press play and play it. Now, in real time, when you talk to someone, you record instead of typing. It's very useful. You can kind of move fast between conversations. You can kind of push a lot of information into small chunks of time. In hindsight, when reviewing those conversations, when they happened like a couple of hours ago, or a day ago, or a week ago, it's very difficult to know what happened. And especially with people who do voice notes back and forth, it's difficult to kind of understand what went on well. When we talk about going...
If I'm like missing like important information in the voice note, it's very hard to kind of find which voice note that is or what we talked about, right? It's just that play interface.
Exactly. A concrete example, you and I just spent quite a lot of time in the East, right? And we went and kind of found this nice bar place. And I wanted to get the address, right? The district in town where it was. And I had to scroll through all those messages to find the specific voice note that has the name of the place. Now, I could just send you, like, can you tell me the name of the place again? But you already gave me that piece of information. It's there. Why shouldn't it be available for me to digest? Now, I thought about the fact that this is probably not my own problem. So I went and looked, and there's a fuck ton, not ton fuck, but fuck ton of things that actually enable you to do it. There are applications, there are videos, there's a bunch of different things that allow you to do it, yada, yada. It's actually pretty interesting, especially you can see that WhatsApp is already working on a feature to do it themselves too. But in the meantime, and even after they do the transcription, you have to note that there's no business context to it, right? So if I'm looking at the core thing that differentiates what we talk about from like what other random idea machines talk about, is we're trying to go B2B, right? We want to make sure that this feature is utilized in a business context. And I had the following idea. I recently ordered a workshop for my sisters and I to do some sort of photography session. Now, in the workshop, there was a lot of information from the merchant side, so the guy who did the workshop, and a lot of information from my side. I wanted to be nature with this and this type of setting, and we have these and these phones, and they have their own, like, you should bring this and these items and a bunch of stuff like that. And we did a little bit of negotiation and back and forth over WhatsApp. I thought it would be much cooler if when I clicked on the link for WhatsApp on that specific merchant's website, it would send me into her channel, ask me to record a message with a bunch of different things. For example, my name, my sister's ages, where do we want it to go, the types of phones that we have, yada, yada. And then it will automatically send it to them, to this relevant person, in a way that they can digest it. So what I thought about is as follows. Essentially, a WhatsApp input field for businesses. So the first thing that you get from the business is a message, please recall, yada, yada, yada. And then the information is transcribed and then sent over to the CRM or other contact management system for the merchant. Does this make sense?
So basically, you're trying to get WhatsApp to be like a voice conversation bot for businesses?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, I'm not going to go into all the tools that already do it. There's a bunch of like applications and stuff and websites when you can upload messages or whatever and then get them in textual form. What I'm saying is I want this flow to work, just this one. You create a WhatsApp business account, you have an automated message, like a welcome message that says, please record A, B, and C. And then we want to make sure that that information is then moved over to the CRM of the user. Now, I don't think that this should be a full-fledged service. I don't think that our service should do all the things. It should just integrate well with other stuff and then have that information delivered there. So essentially what I'm thinking about is as follows. That's on the product side. Again, and I'll let you...
Why would a business not just want to ask textual questions? Like, why would I as a business pay extra money so I would let users record a message? Like,
give you
why
information. I'll give you a concrete example about this one. So I actually messaged 6 different vendors who I found on Google, right? Out of the 6 vendors that I found, 2 of them had an automated response set up already. I only actually got on the phone with 2 of them, with the one who actually got back to me. And I can tell you for a fact that if I had a way of sending a message to that person right there and then, like with a voice note, and save myself the phone call, there's a very high likelihood that I'll go with that vendor anyway, even if they cost a little bit extra. Not because I'm not price sensitive, but because for this type of service, a workshop, which costs a few $100s, which is roughly the same cost across all the vendors, it's roughly the same thing. I understand it's a service, it has its own price point. There's no real differentiation. They're all pretty much the same, right? And what I wanted was a way to communicate very, very rapidly with that person. What I'm offering here is a competitive advantage. For these type of high-end services that are willing to spring $29.99 for something like that a month because it will get them more leads, I'm offering a way to get information faster, qualify it, and potentially also reject non-relevant clients.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're basically helping their conversion rates, right?
Oh, for
You're
sure.
creating.
But more than that, it's first of all an operational addition. It helps with operations because you don't have to be on your phone. You can go and do workshops. But also, from the customer's perspective, because it's a high-end, high-touch type deal, usually it's a high-touch communication process. I'm reducing the need for myself as a customer to talk to the person. I can just record what I want and get an immediate answer back from the person. And note that it only works, I think, in high-touch situations. It wouldn't work in low-touch situations where text is just fine. It works when things are more nuanced.
Yeah, when there's a lot of information you need to convey between the merchant and the buyer. Yeah, so, okay. So let's say that that's something that they want to do. You want to know how we would do it, like technically, that's the next.
So I think that I know the transcription side of things. There's so many things that can do it. I'm more interested in the connection side of things. Like, how will you connect all the pieces inside such a product?
Yeah. So for just to get back to some of our listeners or viewers, a few of them reached us and asked us to kind of explain how we would create this, even if we're not developers. So we're gonna try to do this right now. Side note, this is a bit like a coding interview right now. So I'm thinking with my feet on the ground. So we'll see from there. Tom, you're welcome to throw up your ideas. But let's say I'm not a developer. How would I make this business? Do I need a developer or not? So we said that the transcription services are kind of like a commodity nowadays, right? You can also, by the way, if you're a developer, you can use Whisper, the model from OpenAI, for free. But that's totally like technical, so I'm pushing it to the side. So you have an API. I'm pretty sure, let me double check, but I think that you have like an OpenAI Zapier that you can use.
Yes, there's a connector between OpenAI and Zapier.
Yeah, so Zapier is this no-code automation tool that lets you connect one thing to another thing. You're gonna hear a lot about it. There are a few other like competitors like N8N and so on and so forth. But basically, what you can do is, I just want to double check this, that they actually have it. Yeah, they have it. So they have integrations to OpenAI. This means that you can register on OpenAI, get an API key, which just lets you interact with OpenAI, and then you can create a Zapier integration that does the following thing. So you have your WhatsApp business account, right? You connect that to your Zapier when a WhatsApp message comes in. That Zapier automation sends that to a transcription service in OpenAI. And then it goes back, does another zap. That's how I think they call it, which writes back some information or adds it to your CRM. So I think you can close all this loop with something like Zapier. Even if Zapier can't do it, I'm pretty sure one of the other competitors can do all these integrations together, right? So that's basically what I want to do, Tom. So you're getting a message, transcribing, and then sending that to the CRM?
Yes, but I'm worried about the listener part. So I'm not sure if Zapier itself has a listener part. So it will take a little bit of investigation, but it's not very difficult. It might be either via Zapier itself or via a service called Twilio, which is a phone infrastructure company, and they also have a WhatsApp business integration, but theirs is much more robust. So you might have to go through Twilio first. But I think that if any listener is interested in kind of reviewing this further, we'll definitely consider doing kind of a deeper dive on it. Just send us a message. If it's something that you want us to elaborate on, we'll throw in an infrastructural diagram if anybody's interested. But let's move on for now. Let's assume that the tech part is possible because, again, there's just so many of them that can do it right now.
It's doable. Worst case scenario, you can get a developer to do it, but I think there are enough no-code solutions for that. Okay.
I completely agree. To be mindful of time, let's talk about business. How would I get that to market? Very, very simple. Because this is something that I think fits high-touch freelancers without like a full team backing them. I'm thinking about people like the ones I approached. So high-touch workshop, cooking classes, people that do high value, high-touch sales processes. So, for example, anybody that sells above, so their service costs above $500, for example, for an interaction. And before somebody can spend the money with them, they have a lot of nuanced questions. Like, can you do also like a vegan lunch instead of like a normal lunch? If it's an event hall, can you also accommodate a DJ that has its own gear? I don't know, stuff that are more high touch. And by targeting these, and I can give you a list of ways to target various vendors of stuff, but the easiest one, I think, would be to find a professional community for these people. For example, I just learned, there's a conference for wedding planners in the United States. A nice, interesting, way, a client for this are wedding planners. I would go to this conference, shake hands, pay for the ticket, shake hands with everyone, and tell them, I'm building a WhatsApp bot dedicated specifically for receiving orders from customers. Do you want it? If you're not out of that thing with 15 customers on your hand, I'm a motherfucker. Seriously. I'm sure that this is one of the easiest things to sell. There's a bunch of them, but if you go personally and you talk to them and you tell them, I'll integrate this for you myself, even if each of them pays you $30 a month, once it's implemented, they'll never leave you. They'll be there forever. Even after those features inside WhatsApp that do it and whatever, they'll pay you the $30 forever because you came and shook their fucking hand. Now, how would I price that? I would price that.
I have a few go-to-markets.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So one thing that I was thinking is I'm pretty sure there are agencies that do all the SEO and all the advertisements for those types of businesses. They don't have time for that, right? If you're a photographer for a wedding, you don't have fucking time to do SEO and do all the ads and all that. So I would try to contact those agencies and sell that as an upsell for them. So you're kind of white labeling your technology through those agencies. I think that could be a great way to create more growth, and they already have a lot of clients. The last thing I would do is target specific keywords. So I would target those types of freelancers and merchants when they are looking into creating WhatsApp automations and stuff like that. I think that's a good base to kind of try to get a few of those into your ecosystem, because basically you can also do that. By the way, you can also be the WhatsApp integration for the merchant, right? And integrate that into the CRM because you're basically doing it. So
right. I completely agree. I want to talk a little bit about, by the way, getting to these agencies is very easy. You just search for wedding photographers in Buffalo, New York, and then you look at all the websites. At the bottom, there will be the name of the agency that manages them because they built a website for them. Very easy. But I want to talk a little bit about pricing before we close this thing. So pricing. I said $29.99 a few times during this conversation. I would actually go a little bit higher. I would go $49.99 or $59.99, just because $9.99 or $19.99 might not cover the unit economics cost for this. And I want to be a little bit above the unit economics side of things.
Because of the no-code stuff?
Because of the no-code stuff. But even then, I wouldn't price it at like $199 and going forward, because from here, you've got a lot of upsell opportunities. Once you lock them in, essentially you have an audience of people who are dying for conversion optimization tactics. And as AI kind of progresses, you'll have more and more opportunities to do interesting stuff with them, from building bots to doing like more interesting road hacking things. Have them as your customers and then try and figure out what's the next move is with them. Maybe photographers has a lot of like nuanced needs that AI AI can use, and you can be the vendor for that. But I don't want to go into that too much. Closing thoughts. I think this is a lovely way to start. It's very simple to set up. If you don't have this set up by a week and a week after they're tested, you're doing something wrong. It's very, very simple. We haven't talked about the part of connecting it to the CRM. That's fine. If you end up just sending them a message over WhatsApp with the details of this order, you're already doing half the work. It's perfectly fine. But again, we can expand on this infinitely. I love this idea. Goes to service vendors, which I love, and can be done rather easily. Okay?
Sounds like a cool idea.
Amazing.
It's up for grabs.
Up for grabs.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.